Okay, so today we're playing Firestorm in 2025, the Battlefield 5 Battle Royale mode that has mostly been forgotten over time since it didn't really take off to begin with. It never really had a huge following. It felt like kind of a slapped on Battle Royale mode for Battlefield because everyone else was doing it at the time, so of course they had to cash in on that trend and try to make their own version of it. Firestorm actually, though, was pretty good in its own right. I think that it had the best circle out of every Battle Royale game, like just having a giant ring of fire around you and all the destruction that it would cause, and the destructibility and the giant map, like it really fits Battlefield to a T. So I think they honestly did a lot of good things with this mode, and I will say if they made this free to play instead of you having to purchase Battlefield 5 in order to play it, I think Firestorm would have been a lot more successful because you think of all the successful Battle Royale games: Fortnite, PUBG, Apex, Warzone. What's one thing they all have in common? Free to play. So I think that was a huge thing that prevented Firestorm from really being able to take off. I think if they just kept Battlefield 5, the regular Battlefield 5, a paid experience, but then make the Battle Royale free, it's like Warzone definitely wouldn't have been very successful if they decided that you had to buy Modern Warfare 2019 in order to play Warzone, you know? So, yeah, as a result, there aren't really that many players in 2025, and this goes for every platform: PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. The PC version is the version that I was playing, but from everything I've seen, from the research I've done, it's pretty dead across all platforms. I was able to get into a match, but these matches are supposed to be 64 players, but I was only able to get like 11 players, and that's like the most I've ever was ever able to get. Yeah, and it's obviously not ideal because of how big the map is. You end up spending a lot of time just running around gathering supplies and hoping and eventually you'll run into someone. I shit you not, with this gameplay recording, it took me 15 minutes before I encountered my first enemy, which ended up being my only enemy because I got destroyed. Yeah. So, and because of that, because it takes so long to even get into gunfights and to actually, like, run into other people, you don't necessarily want to play another match because it's kind of boring, honestly, because you can't fill up the lobby ever. Like, it doesn't happen anymore. So it creates kind of just it's a shell of its former self due to the very low player counts. I mean, if you want to play in squads with different people, good luck with that. Solo is the only one you can actually play. Yeah, it sucks because I think this could have been something good, and it could be something that still would have players in 2025, at least if you didn't have to pay for it. I mean, Battlefield 5 is pretty accessible these days because of it being available on Game Pass Ultimate and EA Play, but because of the fact that it's been so long now, 7 years since it was released, people don't really look to play an old Battle Royale game that isn't getting any updates, despite the actual multiplayer for Battlefield 5 still having a pretty large population. But the Firestorm, no, no one cares about that. I was going to say not anymore, but it's not like people cared in the first place. But I'm sure there's going to be someone in the comments being like, oh my god, I played Firestorm so much when it came out. It's my favorite Battle Royale ever made. And honestly, it is like really good. I'm not trying to shit on it or say that it's bad, but there are very questionable decisions made by EA and DICE regarding this mode. The two big things obviously being it not being free to play and them not releasing any updates or content within probably 3 months after it came out. So that was obviously a recipe for disaster. It was never going to take off with such little resources being put into it. It wasn't going to magically just be this game with millions of daily players like PUBG and Fortnite did back at that time. The foundation was there. It could have been something great, but just like typical EA fashion, they killed it before it really had a chance to grow. Look at games like Anthem and what happened there. That company is just so mismanaged, it's not even funny. But yeah, I can't really recommend it if no one's playing anymore. It kind of is a waste, and I felt like I was wasting my time just playing this one match, not finding anyone, just running around, gathering loot for like 10, 15 minutes. Yeah, it sucks, but that's what happens sometimes with these games. I mean, the actual Battlefield 5 still has a ton of players online. Like I said in that Battlefield 5 video that I made, that like there's so much activity. So Battlefield 5 on its own is worth playing, but the Battle Royale aspect of it, it doesn't really have a whole lot to offer in 2025. Sorry to say.